Nowhere to hide. New tonight on Our News Live at 7. The Prime Minister doubling down on a stern warning to criminals. He promises authorities will be after them. Plus, a family friend gets a 10-year sentence on a molestation charge dating back to 2012. Also,
are local used car sellers concerned about possible restrictions placed on cars coming into the country? We will have their responses and more coming up tonight on Our News.
Then in Our News at 7:30, illegal trend uncovered as traffic police warn thieves are targeting license plates. Our News Live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. Prime Minister Philip Davis sending a stern warning to those involved in criminal activity, warning that authorities will be after them. His comments came during a town hall meeting ahead of a community walkabout in Fox Hill yesterday.
To those engaging in violence, peddling drugs, bringing guns into our country, know this: we are coming for you. We're not just talking about increased patrols or more officers on the streets. We're implementing cutting-edge technology that will track you wherever you are, track your every move, your license plate, your location, where have you been yesterday, today, and where you plan to go tomorrow. There'll be no shadows for you to hide in.
The Prime Minister also sending a warning to drug traffickers.
To those selling guns, understand that we are not working alone. We are in lockstep with the United States government, tightening our grip to cut off your supply and hold you accountable, not just for selling, but also for the lives impacted by your actions. We know who you are. I'm told they know. And I know they say that they are closing in on you.
A man accused of sexually assaulting a minor will spend 10 years behind bars for his crimes. 41-year-old Frederick Clare facing the conviction for assaulting a female back when she was only 11 and 12 years old. Even though the charges against him came when she was an adult, a jury brought him guilty of both unlawful and attempted unlawful sexual intercourse. The court also hearing evidence that Clare was a family friend. Acting Justice Joyanne Ferguson Pratt handing down that 10-year sentence for the 2012 molestation. A recent incident at a local school raising concerns about illegal drugs and how they make their way on school campuses. Tonight, the acting minister wants parents to know that help is available if they suspect their children might be using. Megan Shepard is following this.
The presence of drugs on school campuses has long been a concern for parents and school officials. But as time changes, so does the method in which children consume. Acting Minister of Education Zane Lightbourne says there are several areas of concern when it comes to illegal contraband within the schools.
We know that hiding guns and drugs or weapons, knives, there are often occurrences of knives and small packets of would-be marijuana. And now we know that there are other stuff like pills. So it's only going to take all of us. It's only going to take the community because edibles, they are of major concern now. And this is a new thing. So you can't always detect by smell that someone is under the influence.
A telltale sign that your child may be experimenting with drugs is a behavior change.
They take pills that you can't detect until it's too late, until their behavior manifests in negativity. So we are asking for our parents and our communities to be vigilant. Neighbors, if you see children, you know when children are acting normally. When you see children not acting in a normal fashion, even if you only suspect, you want to bring that to the attention of the authorities, the school, who can seek to do something with it.
Lightborn recommends keeping your children involved in community activities that suit their talents and interests. If you suspect a child may be taking drugs, he says help is available.
We have expert guidance counselors who are required to have a master's degree in their field in order to serve in this capacity. We are now school resource officers. And so we have all of the pieces, the professional help that can address situations. We only have to work together as adults. And that, I think, is the biggest message for us. We teach our children all the time that teamwork makes the dream work. And then we try to do things ourselves.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Megan Shepard.
All right, thanks for that, Megan. Now to another story we've been following since yesterday, and that is on the age of cars being imported into the country. Could they be restricted even further? Well, yesterday, a cabinet minister hinting the change could be coming soon after consultation. But what do those changes and who will be most affected have to say about it? Joshua Williams has their take.
Business owners and residents are sounding off on possible further restrictions brought on by the government to reduce the age of used cars brought into the country. Housing and Urban Renewal Minister Keith Bell recently revealing the 10-year age limit on cars imported into the country could be significantly reduced. The possible changes come nearly a decade after the Christie administration first established the age limit in May 2015. Solomon Ubo, a used car retail owner, is welcoming the move.
When it comes to Japanese car, because of government have inspection in Japan, so it make it a little bit easier to bring a good car. But for the whole thing is too much cars coming, cars all over the place. I think it's best to make it 5 years so that it will be easy, to control. But for others, it's not so simple. Operators at Family Auto Budget Sales say there are a number of factors that comes into play.
So if you're bringing in if they're thinking about maybe a 2018 or so, Customs then going to charge you as for a luxury car, which is even more. So I don't know. That's something I got to think about, but it could be a good and a bad.
However, Strawn also sharing that as a client, she would totally oppose the move.
If I have a budget for a certain amount of money to bring in my own personal car, then that means now I can't even bring in that car anymore. I mean, because it's going to be so costly to bring it in, looking at consumers, especially even for business owners now too, because it's going to cost our prices now to elevate.
And this resident sharing how used car orders under the current rules are expensive as is.
It's $7,000, $8,000 for a small car, and I really think that's at this time too expensive. So imagine reducing it, and now you only could get something within the 5-year time frame. I think, boy, you'd be paying like 10, 15 for a used car.
And while no decision is set in stone, Minister Bell says the matter will be up for consultation soon. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Josh. And that's a story that we will certainly continue to follow. If you want to see that again, be sure and head over to ournews.bs. Well, the Free National Movement is accusing the Davis administration of squandering funds after it was revealed the Office of the Prime Minister's travel budget ballooned to $2.2 million. Party leader Michael Pintard questioning if some large money transfers for recent trips were necessary.
Why was another $319,000 spent to travel to Orlando, Miami, and Chicago? And then, why was $132,000 spent to travel to St. George's, Grenada? And then what accounted for why $200,000 was spent just on accommodations in Dubai?
The financial secretary and the communications director in the Office of the Prime Minister have both defended the increase, saying the Prime Minister's attendance to each function was necessary. Pintard says he believes there are more important things in need of funding than the Prime Minister's travel.
We believe that the government is squandering funds on things that we believe they ought not be spending money on. There are far more critical issues right now that we're dealing with. Medication that's not in clinics. Medication that's not in the pharmacy sometimes, whether it's at Duran or PMH. The lack of instruments that are required in the hospital.
All right, coming up in our news at 7:30, Berthany McDermott, he continues to follow that story. He's got residents that are weighing in on the hot button issue. All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. And Greg, I just want to make sure, I saw 73 on the screen earlier,
Yeah.
and I know that it feels like 70.
Or cooler.
Or cooler, I was going to say. But boy, we were talking just before we got to this about the fact that it was 56.
Yeah, that was
56 last night at LPIA.
That was the official temperature at the airport, 56 degrees. I couldn't believe it myself. But,
Yeah.
clear skies, the light winds, that's responsible for what we've been seeing for the last couple of days. So
Certainly felt that.
we're going to see that again tonight. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to quite get into the 50s. We might get very close to 50, maybe
Oh, boy.
60, 59. But yeah, it's going to be good.
I'll
And the cold
ask-
front is coming.
I'll ask you later.
Yeah.
I'll ask you.
73 degrees outside our studios, mostly clear skies. Have a bit of a breeze, so that's why I think the temperatures are not really going to fall off. But once those winds fall off, we can see temperatures plummeting. Feels like temperature is at 70 degrees right now. Temperatures in the chain of islands, 73 in Freeport, 72 over in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We pick up a few more 73s, Alistown, Bimini, Nichols, San Andreas, Great Harbor, Key, and over in Governor's Harbor. Central Bahamas, 71 in Kemps Bay, 74 Arthurstown, Cat Island, Georgetown, you guys are 73. Deadman's Key, 75. Coburn, Townsend, Salvador, you are 72. And into the southeast Bahamas, 73 in Duncan Down, Ragged Island. 75 is Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay in Acklands, Abrahams Bay, Maguana. Matthew Down in Aguas, 76. And our very good neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands, you are 73 at this hour. Satellite radar composite showing quiet conditions across us. We do still have some patchy clouds. High pressure across us is starting to slide out towards the east. That's allowing our winds to become more southerly. So we're going to see some warm air mass get into the area. So that we may not get down to the 50s, but yeah. We are watching a frontal boundary now, though. That's across north central Florida. That should be getting into the Grand Bahama area early in the morning. We're talking like about 4 or 5 o'clock. And that front should get down near the capital by tomorrow afternoon, with a couple isolated showers along its boundary. That's a first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your weekend forecast is still to come.
Thanks, Greg. And still to come on our news, the heart-wrenching story of a woman who pays $10 to rescue a puppy from a brutal beating. Plus, piping work continues on Arawaki, but officials say the much-needed improvements not impacting business. When our news returns.
Since they're on sale, Max bought things neither he nor his friend really needed. Hungry for deals? Come to KFC to satisfy your hunger before doing something crazy. Our new 6-piece value deal is packed with 6 pieces of your favorite fried chicken, 3 orders of crispy fries, and 3 buttery biscuits, all for just $20. You work hard for your money. Get the biggest bang for your taste buds. Satisfy your taste buds with KFC. It's finger-licking good.
Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task. Turning off lights when you leave a room. Unplugging appliances not in use. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
A woman's routine drive to work turned into an animal rescue when she says she spotted a puppy in a precarious situation. As our Marlena Leonard tells us in this report tonight, the woman spent $10 to save the canine from a brutal beating.
A very wonderful lady rescued him. Her name is Candy Starr. She was driving to work on Frank Edgecombe Street, and she saw some kids abusing the puppy, beating him up. So she stopped and spoke to them, and basically they handed him over for a sum of $10. She rescued him. He had a very tight string tied around his neck.
They've named him Kendall after his rescuer, Kendi.
It's going to be a little while for him to recuperate properly. He's got bad skin, probably a little bit wormy, but the vet team have already started working on him, and we'll get him some nice soft food to eat as well. People would also like to donate food to us. That would be great. because he's one of many puppies that we get off the street that have been abused.
And Moody says educating kids about how to treat animals is vital.
We welcome schools, especially primary schools, to book their kids in for a tour so we can speak to them about, the benefits of loving animals, the joys of it, because we not only have puppies and dogs, we have cats, kittens, donkey, turtles, birds, basically rescue everything.
If you'd like to donate toward little Kendall's care,
you can go on our Bahamas Humane Society Facebook page and also our website, and you can donate towards this little boy. We're going to post him on our page. We have a donate button, and we do Venmo also.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
All right, thanks for that story, Marlena. If you want to see that story again and to learn more about how you can help, head over to ournews.bs. Now, if Arawaki is one of your weekend spots, Friday in particular, the site manager of operations, Levon Miller, assuring that recent pipe upgrades at the popular attraction will have no impact on operations there. He says, to the best of their abilities, the plan is to work at night, but they did run into some difficulties.
Because of the way Arawaki is composed, because of the way Arawaki is made and designed, we ran into tidal issues. And so for at least the next 2 weeks, the tide is going to be low at about 5 p.m., between 5 and 7 p.m. And we must dig when the tide is low. And I've said that, as site operations manager, I have said that we will be digging at night. But if God says that we're going to dig at 5 p.m., then that's when we'll have to dig.
Miller telling Our News that there will be a more aggressive maintenance schedule moving forward. It comes after the Ministry of Agriculture signed a contract with Water and Sewerage Corporation to replace piping at the local attraction. We reported on that earlier this week. Miller also telling us at the time that he's been in constant communication with the Vendors Association.
It's kind of like Christmas, you know Christmas is coming. Somehow, when it does, you're still broke. Not because you didn't know it was coming, but because that's kind of just how life works sometimes. And again, we have taken every step possible to ensure that all along this journey, I have very regular sit-downs with the president where I go and we talk about all matters pertaining to Arawaki, whether that is the obstruction along the sidewalk by members of his association.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as a U.S. firm makes a historic touchdown on the moon. Plus, caretakers of beloved former talk show host Wendy Williams revealing her heartbreaking diagnosis. And Google denies Gmail is shutting down after a viral hoax. The story when Our News returns.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
If new, Heineken Silver was a riveting Viking saga.
Lars the 12th, your family tortured my first wife and stole my second favorite goat. Now you want to marry my daughter. Okay.
All the taste, no bitter endings. Smooth, fresh, Silver.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. An American company, Intuitive Machines, has made history by being the first commercial entity to land a spacecraft on the moon. Their Odysseus robot successfully touched down near the lunar South Pole after tense moments. Controllers confirm the craft's safe landing. The achievement marks a significant milestone not only for commercial space exploration, but also for the United States space program, ending half a century absence since the last Apollo mission in 1972. Equipped with instruments from NASA, Odysseus aims to explore areas like the shadowed craters potentially containing frozen water. This mission heralds a new era of lunar exploration and demonstrates the power of NASA's commercial partnerships. Wendy Williams-Hunter, legendary U.S. daytime talk show host, has been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia (FTD), as disclosed by her care team. The announcement, they say, aims to dispel inaccurate rumors and provide clarity on her health struggles. Known for her candid style, Wendy hosted The Wendy Williams Show for over a decade until 2022, when her health issues led to its end. The diagnosis sheds light on her recent challenges, including difficulty with communication and erratic behavior. Despite the hurdles, her team says Wendy maintains her trademark humor and receives the necessary care. Toyota is recalling approximately 280,000 pickup trucks and SUVs in the United States due to a transmission issue that could cause the vehicles to move forward unexpectedly while in neutral. The recall affects specific Toyota Tundra pickups, Lexus LX 600 SUVs, and Toyota Sequoia SUVs. The company disclosed that certain components of the automatic transmissions may not disengage promptly when shifted into neutral, potentially transferring engine power to the wheels. Now, Toyota says this could result in the vehicles creeping forward at low speeds on flat surfaces, posing a crash risk if brakes are not applied. While the car maker did not specify any reported crashes or injuries related to the issue, they say dealers will address the problems by updating the transmission software. Now, owners can expect to be notified about the recall by late April. And Google has reaffirmed that Gmail is not shutting down, responding to a widespread hoax on social media claiming otherwise. The hoax, originating on X and garnering over 7 million views, falsely states that Gmail would close in August. But the company refuted this information on the same platform. While social networks struggle to address misinformation, X has faced particular criticisms, with the European Union branding it worse than its peers in spreading falsehoods. The hoax appears to stem from a real email sent by Google last year, notifying users of changes to Gmail's Hotmail view. Still to come in our news today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was February 23rd. Then in our news at 7:30, residents react to the recent travel budget allocation for the Prime Minister's office, now pegged at $2 million. Why they're saying government should use the money elsewhere. Plus, organizers of the Elevation Awards say this is not a popularity show. It comes amidst an ongoing nomination drama. When our news returns.
If you want a real nice, tasty Bahamian dish, there's a place on the fish fry you can't resist. You can watch the sunset out on the beautiful deck. Eat a juicy conch salad made by the contact technician. When they ask me where I learn by the concrete. When they ask me where I learn by gold. When they ask me where I learn by the concrete. When they ask me where I learn by gold.
Upgrade your internet service with a live business and save big. You get the extreme speed and reliability of a live business internet. Designed for all your business needs. And installation is free. You're gonna save big with a live business internet. It's the best in business solutions. Contact the experts today for more details. Email businesssolutions@cablebahamas.com or call 601-8911 in Nassau and 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Welcome back to Our News. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was February 23rd. Take a look. On this day in Bahamian history in 1961, Parliament passed a bill that would grant women the right to vote and to hold public office. The bill later came into effect on June 30th in 1962. 5 months later, on November 27th, for the first time in Bahamian history, women were able to cast their ballots. Then in 1970, Renward Ricardo Wells was born in Nassau. The retired track and field athlete, engineer, and politician co-founded the National Development Party, NDP, in 2008. In 2011, he left the party and joined the Progressive Liberal Party and was elected the following year to represent the constituency of Bamboo Town. In 2015, Wells was fired from his post as parliamentary secretary in the Ministry of Works over the controversial signing of a $600 million letter of intent with Stella Martin to conduct several environmental studies. That same year, he left the PLP to join the Free National Movement and retained his seat in Parliament in the 2017 general election. And finally, in 2012, 11 girls attempted to escape the William A. Pratt Center for Girls in Fox Hill. Then Minister of State for Social Development, Loretta Butler Turner, said, fortunately that evening, the facility was well staffed as officials were able to see what was taking place in one of the cottages. The girls were all charged. All right, in a thrilling display of talent and creativity, Derek Mr. Dream Blackman. He's a seasoned bartender with over 2 decades of experience, and he's made waves in the global mixology scene, securing the win at the International Mixology Competition held in Barbados. Take a look.
Derek Blackman's journey to victory is a testament to his passion, dedication, and unparalleled skill behind the bar. Tonight, he tells us about his experience.
It hosted 11, including myself, which makes 12 different Caribbean islands, going up against a covenant title of International Mixologist. It's hosted by the Crafted Cocktails, known by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, and Remy Contro, which is the rum portfolio brand. And it was pretty intense.
Competing against tough contenders from across the world, Blackman's flair for mixology and his ability to craft exquisite cocktails set him apart. With a repertoire honed over years of practice, he impressed judges and spectators alike with his signature concoctions, infused with a unique blend of Bahamian flavors.
The drink that I made is called The Culture. It's actually a mixed combination of bartending and culinary, where it was a gin-based cocktail, which was botanist, fresh sugarcane juice, and a infused syrup, which was a curry and cucumber fused syrup that I did home, and freshly squeezed lime juice.
With his prestigious title in hand, his win serves as inspiration for aspiring bartenders, encouraging them to pursue their dreams.
I tell anyone to follow your dreams, put your best foot forward, and stick with it. There may be days where you feel like you want to give up, but at the end of the day, you still have to go through with it, because not every time you're going to win a competition, or not every time you're going to have the best cocktail out there, but once you continue on that path, you will actually succeed. You will reap your benefits at the end.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks a lot for that story, Berthany. If you want to see it again, and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. And congratulations again to Mr. Dreams. It's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is our Atalia Hall with the latest headlines. Atalia?
Yes, Ken, interesting story from Berthany. And it was to hear Mr. Dream talk about how drinks are now infused with all sorts of different ingredients, and it just sounds amazing.
For sure. It appealed to the mixologist in me.
Yeah. when you were younger, what was your go-to drink compared to?
I think, you know what, it was initially it was the vodka and tonic, or the vodka and cranberry at Cosmopolitan around, in that area. But I think as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate a good whiskey.
Okay,
good
you've
scotch,
matured.
and,
Matured.
even a Negroni from time to time. Bon Vivant's is one of my favorite spots, and usually I would get a Negroni from there and some other things. But yeah.
Well, it's Friday, TGI. Yeah, but I don't know how you're gonna spend your Friday. But
I don't know. Maybe there. Maybe. Haven't decided just yet.
All right, sounds great. Thanks so much, Ken. Well, coming up tonight, residents react to the recent travel budget allocation for the Prime Minister's office. Plus, organizers of the Elevation Awards say this is not a popularity show. Here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, $2 million allocated for travel expenses in the office of the Prime Minister. Residents are reacting. Also, stealing license plates now becoming a trend. Traffic police telling victims of the trending crime what to do if they find themselves in the situation. Also, some good news for the island of Grand Bahama. This as the tourism minister says it's the fastest growing travel destination in the Bahamas by air arrivals. And later, Loose Me, Let Me Go. Do you know the rest of the lyrics to the popular Bahamian song written by Bahamian musician Michi LS? Hear how she's captured a top title on Apple Music with the hit song when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
Director of the Weddings and Honeymoons Department for the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Frida Malcolm, highlighted the ministry's initiatives for the month of love.
Coming straight off the heels of our Come for the Romance, our annual symposium, which attract travel advisors in the romance space, we have lined up this year in particular our new romance campaign. We're getting ready to launch for the first time ever our Instagram page, which is dedicated to romance. This will be launched on the 1st of February. As we all know, February is the month of love. Along with the launch of our IG page, we are having a month-long celebration of love. There are many giveaways during this particular campaign. One lucky couple will have an opportunity to win a romantic getaway in one of our 16 islands to have and to hold.
Coordinator for the Romance Department of the Ministry of Tourism, Chantel O'Brien, spoke to the progress of the competition so far and the special prize for two for the future winner.
The competition is going very, very well. We've had an overwhelming response considering that we've just launched our Instagram page, which is Bahamas Romance. We've had over 1,500 entries, and our entries actually closed on February 26th, and we'll be announcing our winner on February 29th. To enter the competition, you can visit our website, bahamas.com/monthoflove. You will enter your most loveliest photo with a special memory with your significant other, upload that, and we will be able to see your entries, and fingers crossed, you may be our winner. Our very big giveaway is actually a 3-day, 2-night stay at Embrace Resort in Exuma. Our winners will be very excited to be able to spend paradise there in Exuma.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Welcome to our news. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Taxpayers are reacting to the allocation of over $2 million for travel expenses in the office of the Prime Minister. Bertie McDermott tells us locals are suggesting the nation's leader should pause his travels and redirect the funds towards more pressing initiatives. Let's take a look.
A $1.6 million increase in the office of the Prime Minister's travel budget not sitting well with the electorate.
Obviously, $2.2 million on traveling. It's extraordinary.
Yes, I feel like the traveling expenses is too high when the government can use that expense and put it into the hospital.
Originally, $569,721 was budgeted and approved for travel subsistence in OPM. The addition puts the travel budget now at $2.2 million. The official opposition since criticizing the government's travel agenda on multiple occasions, calling it excessive. This resident agrees and says government should reconsider the size of future delegations.
I do feel that the travel cost has really been exorbitant from based on what initially it was budgeted to where it is now. It's like about 300% exceeded the original quote. And yes, they need to curtail it.
On Thursday, Financial Secretary Simon Wilson and Communications Director Trey Ramming defended the increase, saying every trip the Prime Minister attends is necessary. But these residents say they believe the money reallocated for OPM travel could be put to use in other areas, such as healthcare, education, and immigration.
The PM obviously need to take a break, use some of the money that actually is traveling to furnish the hospital, because that's critical. You know, the health of the nation, the wealth of the nation.
I feel like the government should take that money and put it on the hospital in particular.
We need to curtail and put on the essentials, the necessities. That's very important because, you know, when you go in the shop, the necessities, the basic essential need of a person, you know, food, shelter, security.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
If you think it's tough to steal a license plate, well, think again. Traffic police say it's a crime that's trending, but what do you do if you find yourself a victim of this crime? Police say drivers must file a police report with their local police station and then take that report to the road traffic department. The cost of one new plate is $10 and $20 for 2 plates. Officer in charge of the traffic division, Chief Superintendent Eugene Strawn, has this advice for road users.
Because we all fully appreciate what happens when a plate is stolen. They are being used for other vehicles in commission of other offenses and what's not.
And the Chief Superintendent says they are working on the sometimes lengthy wait for a police report.
For some reason, you have different number or time as relate to different department or different stations. This department, and they are mandated now, we don't want a whole week and 2 weeks. But the minute you make that report, we will give you at least 2 to 3 days that you can collect a police report saying that you did, in fact, report the matter. All right, now, like I said, some division has a different protocol, but we, from the commissioner's standpoint, is trying to address those lengthy time asking persons to return just one letter to say that the vehicle or the item was stolen.
Well, a man who police say is responsible for that broad daylight murder on February 6 on Hospital Lane was charged today in court. Prosecutors say 21-year-old Kevon Bain, already out on bail, shot and killed Eldon Severe, otherwise known as T-Boy. The police report says Severe was walking along Hospital Lane when Bain came out of the park and opened fire around 3 p.m., killing him on the spot. The victim was also out on bail for the August 18, 2017 murder of Marco Neely, also from Hospital Lane. Now, Bain didn't have to plead to the murder charge in his appearance before Magistrate Kendra Kelly. He was denied bail and he returns to court in May for a voluntary bill of indictment. And now to this positive story. From poverty to opportunity. That homeless man attacked by a group of teens in a viral video, now getting support from the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Recently taken off the street, getting a haircut, and now in the hands of support officers from the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Now identified as Patrick Stewart. In brief words, the man shares his gratitude for the assistance rendered.
I'm okay, sir. I'm okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Thanks to officers for helping me out, for talking to me and speaking to me after the altercation happened on Thursday. What's today? Tuesday or Wednesday? Like 6 days, 4 days ago?
Assistant Superintendent of Police Shanique Ford says while he's being assisted, Patrick is making the necessary steps in the right direction.
When you look better, you feel better. And when you feel better, you do better. So in order for step one to take place in the transition of Patrick had to do some stuff. So we began with calling Kinley the barber, and he came through and he assisted us with dealing with Patrick. And when Patrick got that haircut, Patrick said, wow, if my mom could only see me now. You know, so in the middle of every dark cloud, there's indeed a silver lining. And you'll see that as the time goes on with Patrick.
All right, great words. Well, cool weather in the capital on this Friday. Wondering what else we can expect for the weekend? Meteorologist Greg Thompson is live in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg, I know we're saying cool temperatures, but it seemed pretty hot today. I heard you and Ken talking earlier that last night we were in the 50s, if I'm correct.
Yeah, we got down to 56 at the airport.
It was warm today, Greg.
Well, there's a southwesterly flow. There's a front coming, so we get a southwesterly flow ahead of that front, and that's bringing that warm tropical air mass. So we did get into the upper 70s. I think it was about 79 for the official line, maybe even 80.
Close to 80.
Yeah. But behind this front, we're going to see a stretch of some very nice weather expected for the next couple of days. We'll tell you later on in the forecast, but It is comfortable outside, 72 degrees, mostly clear skies, winds out of the south-southwest at 14 miles per hour, and your feels-like temperature is at 70. Satellite radar composite showing some patchy clouds across our area. A couple of isolated showers near the Bimini area, but most of those are dying off. We are watching a frontal boundary now moving across north-central Florida. That front is expected to get into the northwest Bahamas early in the morning. Freeport, you guys should see this about 4 or 5 o'clock, and then should push into the capital by tomorrow afternoon with a couple isolated showers. But as I said, nice weather expected behind it. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us to look at your weekend forecasts. It's still to come.
Still to come on our news, Grand Bahama is the fastest growing destination by air. And that's according to the Tourism Minister Chester Cooper. We have his full comments coming up. Plus, our Bank and Trust preparing for a mega conference. The focus, the age of intelligence. And later, the popular hit song Lose Me by Nishi Ellis topping one of Apple Music's charts. We speak with the artist when our news live at 7:30 continues.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
You've heard of electric cars. Now it's time you drive one. Easy Car Sales welcomes you to experience the power and prestige of the latest electric vehicles. Plug in at home for a 65% discount off your gas bill and never get stuck at the pump again. Build your dreams of a better future with a better car, the BYD EV. Visit easy242.com to book your free test drive today. Save your money while driving in style, only at Easy Car Sales.
Since they're on sale, Max bought things neither he nor his friend really needed. Hungry for deals? Come to KFC to satisfy your hunger before doing something crazy. Our new 6-piece value deal is packed with 6 pieces of your favorite fried chicken, 3 orders of crispy fries, and 3 buttery biscuits, all for just $20. You work hard for your money. Get the biggest bang for your taste buds. Satisfy your taste buds with KFC. It's finger-licking good.
Organizer of the Elevation Awards setting the record straight and responding to Sweet Emily's recent public comments regarding her nomination for Female Artist of the Year. Earlier this week, the Bahamian icon expressed her desire to be removed from the category, citing concerns about the nomination process. Executive producer of the Elevation Awards, Vincent McDonald, telling Our News they meant no disrespect to the artist. He says their goal is to celebrate the success and achievement of all Bahamian entertainers.
We all know, and we would never take away the legendary and icon status from Sweet Emily as she is. She is a gem. She has contributed significantly to the Bahamian music industry for decades. And so we would never take that away from her. In the context of the Elevation Awards, however, the award is solely based on the work that she has done within the eligibility period, not over the span of her career.
The Elevation Awards clarified that Sweet Emily's eligibility for the nomination was based solely on her releases within the period of 2021 to 2023. He claims despite efforts to meet and address concerns with Sweet Emily, she declined the opportunity.
Has Sweet Emily name came up on the list to be honored? Absolutely. And do we have any plans on honoring her in the future? Absolutely.
Tourism, Investments, and Aviation Minister Chester Cooper revealed that Grand Bahamas is the fastest growing destination by air in the country. This after tourism numbers for 2023 were recently announced. His comments came at Grand Bahamas Business Outlook on Thursday.
Grand Bahama is the fastest growing destination in the Bahamas by air arrivals and the third fastest growing island overall. The diversification in our tourist product ensures that Grand Bahama remains a versatile and appealing destination for all types of travels. The cruise sector has also been seeing phenomenal growth, with 467,000 cruise visitors making Grand Bahama their first port of entry. This represents a 48% increase over 2022.
Cooper recently announced demolition will begin in the next 30 days to make way for the new Grand Bahama International Airport, and added the numbers speak for themselves when it comes to interest in the nation's second city.
2023, Grand Bahama Island welcomed a total of 559,000 visitors. This does not include guests who arrive via Nassau and travel onward to Freeport. This figure is not just a number, it represents a robust 44% increase over the previous year, 2022, and a significant 7% increase over the pre-pandemic year of 2019.
All right, great news for the island of Grand Bahama. Well, the upcoming 2024 RFBEO Economic Outlook Conference themed Age of Intelligence, Harnessing the Power, will take place next month at the Grand Hyatt Convention Center. Started in 2003 as a half-day lunch, the conference has grown into a full-day event attracting over 400 participants annually. Set for March 13th, the conference will delve into current geopolitical and economic trends along with global forces shaping our future. David Slatter is Vice President and Head of Investment at RF Bank and Trust, and he highlights the diverse expertise of international speakers who will share insights.
We have Kevin Surace, and he's a Silicon Valley innovator, and he's going to give you an update on AI and the future about AI. So I think everybody who has a business interest or even your own personal efficiency needs, he can help you along the way. Second, we have Dr. Aman Chundari, and she is a professor at Harvard University, and she is the Fellow of Ethical Use of AI at Harvard University, so she'll give you some keen insight into perhaps some of the risks and concerns around AI and the technology implementation. Third, we have Dr. Anu Bradford, and she is a professor at Columbia University. Her focus is on geopolitical and economic outlooks.
Alive Business is just one of the many sponsors of this year's event. Cable Bahamas Group VP of Business Solutions, Sharnette Thompson.
Alive Business is a proud sponsor of the RFBEO conference coming to us in Nassau at Bahamar on March 13th. There's great opportunities for networking and gaining regional insights. Please come out and join us.
When our news comes back from the break, Loose Me, Let Me Go, the hit song topping a chart on Apple Music. We'll tell you all about it straight ahead.
Coming up in sports, a big road win for Bahamas basketball. The C.I. Gibson Rattlers make school history.
And warm weather across the islands on this Friday. We can expect maybe 1 or 2 showers over the weekend. Greg is back with your extended weather when our news returns. Stay with us.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
The field to the fresh market, you will find fresh, delicious, mouth-watering produce and meat. Discover organic, specialty, and healthy grocery products for everyday cooking. Your adventure awaits. Experience the fresh escape. Sign up today for My Solomon Smart Rewards at Solomon's Fresh Market.
This is our news. Welcome back. Team Bahamas defeats Puerto Rico in AmeriCup qualifiers, and the C.I. Gibson Rattlers win their 6th title. Here now with Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors, is Ronaldo and John Mark. Ronaldo?
Thanks, Italia, and welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The last time the Bahamas faced Puerto Rico in the AmeriCup qualifiers was 2022, and Puerto Rico won both games. Well, things obviously got off to a much different start in 2024.
Team Bahamas opened the 2025 AmeriCup qualifiers with a dominant win on the road over Puerto Rico in the group stage, 88-77. The Bahamas led by as much as 15 in the first quarter and never trailed in the wire-to-wire win. Dominic Bridgewater led 4 Bahamians in double figures with 20 points, 6 assists, and shot 5 of 9 from beyond the arc.
I put in a lot of work in the summer, a lot of work during the season, and I just trust my shot. Every time I let it go, I feel like it's going in. Taking good shots, sometimes I get overconfident to take one, but I trust my work in.
Kenton Smith finished with 17 points, Kai Jones had 13 points and 7 rebounds, and Tavario Miller nearly had a double-double with 9 points and 9 boards. The Bahamas was 0-12 against Puerto Rico headed into the matchup. Head coach Moses Johnson talked about how important this win was for the Bahamas.
These guys executed, to perfection. We took the best punch that Puerto Rico could give tonight, and these guys fought back every possession. And to lead wire to wire with the top 20 team in FIBA, it's just phenomenal.
The venue now shifts to the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium on Sunday night when the Bahamas host the second game in the home and away series. Tip-off is at 8:10 p.m.
One of the winningest programs in Bahamian high school basketball history, the C.I. Gibson Rattlers ended their 2024 season with the ultimate prize.
The Rattlers claimed their 6th Hugh Campbell title in school history with a 75-71 win over the defending champion Sunland Stingers last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Deshaun Butler led all scorers to 27 points and was named tournament MVP.
Hard work, dedication, listening to my coaching staff, and doing the impossible. Last year they beat us and come back for victory. It was good. I live up to the hype. My coach tell me just keep my head up and don't mind the distractions, just work hard.
Gerard Roll also had 17 points and 7 rebounds for the Rattlers. Edwin Ferguson led the Stingers with 25 points. Rattlers head coach Kevin Johnson said he is already looking forward to his underclassmen stepping up next season.
They worked hard, extremely hard this week to prepare to get to the championship, and by the grace of God we won it, and they deserve it because they worked hard.
It's Friday, so that means the 10YS Top Players of the Week.
At number 5, Quincy Penn wins the SWAC Indoor 400 meters in 53.60 seconds. At number 4, AJ Storr with authority. At number 3, Dante Stewart, already feeling at home with the Memphis Tigers, goes deep to center field. At number 2, Deshaun Butler, your Hugh Campbell MVP, a 54-point day on Thursday. Coming in at number 1, he's back, Kai Jones.
That'll do it for Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, Bahamian music artist Nishi Ellis' hit song Loose Me topping a chart on Apple Music. We have the full story straight ahead, and nice weather conditions in the capital on this Friday evening. Wondering what else we can expect? Greg is back in the Weather Center with their extended forecast right after this quick break. Stay with us.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
Have you heard that sound?
It's the sound of us. Since our origins, we burst music. Our sounds mix together. So let us hear your sound too. Your sound of passion, of joy, of friendship. The sound of your style and the beat of your night. It's time to play together the sound of Guinness, the sounds of greatness.
I wish to congratulate Alive Business for organizing and executing such an innovative and timely initiative and affording the Small Business Development Center this opportunity to collaborate. It's encouraging to see so many strong brands represented here today, highlighting the unwavering support, opportunities, and access to resources that are provided to MSMEs to drive the development of resilient economy.
Welcome back to our news. Temperatures in the mid-70s on this Friday evening. Wondering what else we can expect. Greg is back in the Weather Center with their extended forecast. Greg.
Yeah, thanks again, Natalia. Welcome back, everybody, for a final look at weather. We are expecting some changes. There's a front now across central Florida that's headed our way. High pressure across us, shifting towards the east. That's turning our winds more towards the south-southwest ahead of that front. So we're going to see some warmer temperatures tonight. We actually got down to 56 at the airport overnight. This front is not going to be much in terms of any significant weather. It's weakening as it drags towards the south, and we're going to see a couple isolated showers. Should get into the Grand Bahama area early in the morning and then reaching the New Providence area by about midday. But as I mentioned, it should fall apart. High pressure will build back behind that, and we're looking for a good stretch of some really nice weather. Basically, mostly dry conditions. Future forecast showing that front now progressing towards the south. As I mentioned, getting into the northwest Bahamas early in the morning, shifting through the capital by tomorrow afternoon and moving into the central Bahamas, and then through Sunday, most of the activity moving out of here. High pressure will dominate us, and that should spell some good changes for our weather and temperatures. Caution flag for the northwest Bahamas tonight through tomorrow. Winds will be southwesterly ahead of that front, but once that front goes through, west to northwest winds picking up in speed 15 to 20 knots. Seas building 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. Your high tide is at 7:35 tonight. Low tide at 1:30 in the morning. For the central and southeast Bahamas, south-southeast to south-southwest winds at 10 to 15 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet, but those winds will pick up in the central Bahamas by tomorrow afternoon. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, showers in the forecast tomorrow, but they will be brief and they will just fall apart. But look at the stretch. Nice conditions. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s. We start to warm up by Wednesday of next week, and then we get up to the 80-degree mark by the end of next week. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night and have a great weekend, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, Bahamian music sensation Nishi LS has snatched the #1 spot on Apple Music with her sensational single, Lose Me. The track has been captivating listeners with its infectious beat and powerful lyrics.
I am shocked. I am elated. I am humbled. And I am grateful. I didn't know that this happened. I got a call from a very good friend of mine who said that they were just browsing through their iTunes and they spotted it. They sent me a screenshot of it.
Lose Me showcases Nishi's unparalleled talent as both a vocalist and songwriter. With its catchy hooks and soulful melodies, the song has resonated with listeners not only here locally but around the world. While this is something she never expected, Nishi says this has always been a dream of hers.
You know, the dream has always been to break the barrier, to open the gate, to get our music out there and recognized on a global level. I knew the song was making waves since then, but I never thought it would have gotten to this point to where my name is being listed among heavy hitters in the region. Destra, Marshall Montano, it's a dream come to fruition. And I couldn't have been happier about it, because it's the goal. That is the goal, to get our music and our culture out there and recognized.
Nishi's ascent to the top of the iTunes charts is a testament to her dedication and hard work as an artist. Hailing from the Bahamas, she has overcome numerous obstacles to pursue her passion for music, and her perseverance has finally paid off with this monumental achievement. And as for what's next for the soulful singer,
Currently working on a new single. It's going to be released very soon. It's going to be released very soon. It's a cultural song as well. It's a Reagan's Great song as well, but with a different twist.
all right, great story. That's one of my favorite songs. Congrats to Nishi. And of course, to see that story again, you can visit ournews.bs. And with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.